Good morning. Another wonderful morning here in South Africa, and it's so good to have you all here. And spring is here. Yesterday was like summer. It was so hot. So welcome to everybody, and it's another Vision 2025. And today we have celebrating Women's Month, and it's going to be a fantastic show. And we've got someone really special who's a real entrepreneur, who's going to be talking to us about her business. She's found a gap in the market and she's exploiting it, and she is being so successful. We're going to learn all about her. But before we do that, let's quickly go around the room and just introduce our co-hosts. And since it's Women's Month, we're going to ask Mana to introduce herself. Mana, please go ahead, introduce yourself.
Thank you. Not Mother's Day, hey. Yes, my name is Marna. I own a company, Inscorp Insurance Brokers, and we are in the short-term insurance space. And what we do is we look at your business. We look at what your needs are and where we can fill up the gap. So we take care of your assets. We do fleet insurance. We don't do just the normal fleet insurance, but we like to look at alternatives in the market that suit your business. So that's me, and in a nutshell.
Wow, thank you, Mana. Thanks for coming to join us. Let's go to Glenn. Glenn, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, David. Great to be on the show again. Always enjoy this, and looking so forward to hearing Jessica speak today. I think it's amazing what she's put together here. Glenn Lees-Jones. I do life and business coaching. I love to call myself your personal locksmith because I believe that every single one of us has such incredible potential inside us, and we often don't understand how to unlock it and get it out. And that's effectively what I do. I often do training with something called Map for Life, which is really about mapping anything out that you want to, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your sport, whether it's your work, your personal life, no matter what. That's what I love to do. So that's me. Thank you very much, David. Back to you.
Thank you, Glenn. Welcome to the show, and thanks for being here. Let's go to Russell. Russell, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Morning, everybody. My name is Russell John Fagan. I'm the owner of a company called Orbspec. We specialize in business development, reputation management, and sales training. You can't go and study sales in a university or college, but I believe that everybody's got the potential to sell if they get taught how to look at the emotional triggers of sales, the psychology of sales. So, yeah, that's what I do in a nutshell.
Fantastic, Russell. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. And lastly, let's go to Wilhelm. Morning, Wilhelm. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, David and Jessica and all the rest. Yeah, it's great to be here. Nice weather. I'm Wilhelm Lombard. I help leaders unlock the untapped potential within themselves and their teams through powerful science-based questionnaires. We identify each person's true genius, their best role in a team, what energizes them, and how they can energize others. This clarity doesn't just improve morale, it accelerates growth, boosts productivity, and aligns everyone with a God-given purpose. When your people believe in their strengths, behave with purpose, and become their best, your business wins.
Well done there, Wilhelm. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here. So, just a quick one about me. I'm David Barr. I give you a voice, and that's what we're doing here on Vision 2025. We give you, as an expert, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, as a businesswoman, a voice. And on Vision 25, we have a process where every Thursday we meet, and this Thursday is the Innovative Solutions series. So we have identified Jessica, who has actually identified a gap in the market, what you're going to tell us about shortly. And she's going to tell us how she's actually taken that gap and exploited it to make a success for herself and for those who join her in her business. So welcome to the show, Jessica. Really great to have you here today. And I'm going to hand over to you. So please take it away.
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you for having me on your show. It's really an honor to be here. I am Jessica van Loggerenberg, and I'm from a company called DriveDiva. So, what is it that we do? We empower women one drive at a time, and we've established that there's a big gap in the market, like David has mentioned, where it's owning a vehicle in today's life is not the same as it was owning a vehicle decades ago, especially for women. It's become more and more difficult to obtain vehicle finance from the normal bank institutions. So I've always worked in the motor industry where I have been with CMH as a corporate company for 10 years. And this is actually where I found the big market that there is, and no one is tapping into it. But 70% of the vehicle finance applications that get submitted to the bank gets declined. And your typical reasons for this would be either the mother or the wife is divorced, or it's a single mother, and the expenses are so high they can't afford another expense, which usually is a vehicle. But the biggest problem we have in South Africa is mobility. We can't, the infrastructure is in such a way that we can't rely on public transport. Okay, there is things such as Uber and Bolt, but it can get quite expensive if you have to use it on a daily basis to get from point A to point B. And the most important thing a woman can have is mobility, because that unlocks so many things. It, for ladies that is self-employed, it unlocks income, additional income. We had a lady that applied, and the people in the office calls her the vruchte tannie. And what happened is she was declined with the bank for one or two other reasons, but she really earned a decent income, and she needed the vehicle to go see her fruit suppliers because she's a fruit vendor, and she couldn't do that because she didn't have a vehicle. But then Drive Diva gave her access to mobility, and she's renting a vehicle from us, and this allowed her to scale her business to have a double turnover than what she used to, because she can now travel from supplier to supplier, and that is how she can now use her mobility as an advantage for her and her business. So the typical reasons why people would get declined with the banks would be something like um, you have bad credit record, you under debt counseling, you are under debt review is another word, you are blacklisted, you are on ITC, you are 3 payments in arrears with some account. And then the banks decide they don't want to give finance to these specific individuals. And then this is 40% of those 70 declined applications is ladies, it's women. And that's where we then come in, where we say, okay, but we will help these declined applicants, and we will give them mobility. We will buy this vehicle for them, and they will then rent it back from us. So there was a study done with, I'm sure everyone knows, Planet 42, where they've raised quite extensive capital, and they've done a study where if they only had to tap in a market, so South Africa has 10 million people, and if they had to tap into the market, only 1% of them, and they use an average vehicle price of 200,000, they have a 20 billion rand company. It's really, and it's only 1% of those 10 million. So it's quite a big market, and it's a blue ocean for everyone. So like I've mentioned, there is 4 ways that you can obtain vehicle finance in South Africa. 70% of the clients go to banks, which is your MFC, your Nedbank, your FNB, which is now Westbank, Absa, Standard Bank, BMW Finance. Then you have your rent-to-own companies, where 15% of South Africans go to, because it can be quite expensive. And you must be really sure who you use when you go for the rent-to-own option. There's people that uses private finance facilities, and then of course there's vehicle leasing opportunities that one can use. And then some clients, we must also not forget about the clients that has never had credit before, or they've never had vehicle finance. It's so silly because you will find many people, they will apply for a home loan and then they will get declined. But then they'll apply for vehicle finance of a R1 million vehicle and they'll get approved. And it's because the scoring mechanisms behind it work so much different. But it's just, I just want to emphasize there's a lot of people that also can't get credit because they don't have credit. And in South Africa, you need to have credit to get credit, unfortunately. So with DriveDiva, we are pioneering an innovative approach to vehicle ownership tailored specifically for women. And I'm sorry for the men in the room, but this is actually a fact. The ladies do pay better on their monthly installments. We don't have problems with them. On the date they pay their monthly installment, we haven't had any defaults up until today. So the ladies, well done to you. You're really paying well. And then what we want to include in our subscription, or we are including it in our subscription, is comprehensive insurance. So you don't need to worry about arranging insurance from your own insurance broker or anything. The whole offer that DriveDiva offers includes all of the following, which is your comprehensive insurance, your mechanical warranty, your servicing, should the vehicle still have the service plan on the vehicle, licensing, which would typically be the disc on the vehicle. So yearly it needs to get renewed. We will then handle that on behalf of the ladies because it's not something that one look at every day. And you'll just be in the traffic and there's a roadblock and suddenly, oh, but your disc has expired. So that is part of our value add that we offer to the ladies. Another thing, some women are good in admin and some not. But one of our value-added benefits is that we also notify the woman when the driver's license is almost expiring. So 30 days before the driver's license expire, we will send them a nice message and say, "Hey, Diva, your license is almost due to expire." And then we also remind them of services because being a woman, you're busy, you have lots of bills to pay, you're in and out the office, you've got children to look after, you've got men to look after, your plate is quite full, right? So you don't remember or keep track of when the car needs to go for service. But that's also one of the things that DriveDiva offers to the woman. We will notify you to say, listen, we see your kilometers on the vehicle is at X. Your vehicle would be due for service in the next 500 or 1,000 kilometers. So that's one of the things we also assist. And of course, roadside assist. We have 24-hour roadside assist that is we're obtaining through our current insurance. So what are we doing? DriveDiva is putting women in the driver's seat of opportunities. So how easy can this be? We have a WhatsApp bot for DriveDiva because everything that we do within DriveDiva is automated. So from your approval letter that you're getting when you approved to your contract, to your payments, everything is automated and you can do it from your phone. It's as simple as you getting a link and you just accept the offer. Then it goes over to the next step. And with the automation, the ladies is also notified where in the process are we. So after you've accepted the approval offer, you'll get an email to say, okay, we're fitting the tracking device into the vehicle. Then after that, we're doing the car inspect to make sure that the car is in good roadworthy condition before you get it, because we don't want these women to struggle. DriveDiva wants to give vehicles to women which is reliable, affordable, and maintainable. So we typically would only do vehicles that is less than 5 years old and has less than 80,000 kilometers on it. And one thing I do want to mention is DriveDiva is setting ladies up for empowerment through mobility, but we're not doing empowerment on luxury vehicles. So we're not doing BMWs or Mercedeses or Audis. We're doing reliable vehicles that's affordable to maintain should anything happen to that vehicle. So the insurance is as on the WhatsApp bot. You can also, there's an option if you're in an accident, you can just send a message to the bot and say, listen, I've been in an accident, I need help, or I need roadside assist, and it will go directly through to the insurance, and they will then send someone out to come and assist you. Like I've mentioned with the tracking devices that we fit, we do, Big Brother is watching, so we do look at how driver behavior. We have a driver behavior program, so we reward the ladies for good driving. If they're speeding or harsh braking or cornering, we will know that this happens, and we will know when at 2 o'clock you're driving and you haven't attended. It's not a meeting, so we're checking that as well. On the WhatsApp bot, you can schedule your services through us. So we have mechanics that we use to go out to the ladies mobily. So they don't need to take the vehicle to a service center. We can send someone to their office or work or home to service the vehicles. But of course, if it's something that we need to do, that's more where the car needs to be lifted, we will then take that to one of our partnered workshops. So how do we obtain the monthly subscriptions? So it's a once-off initiation fee, which is the deposit that's paid upfront before you collect the vehicle. Then we charge a monthly fee, and that monthly fee is like I've mentioned, included of all the components like the insurance. So we do have a special currently for Women's Month on a 2024 Polo. It's a 1.6 comfort line, 5-door. It's not an automatic, it's a manual, but there's 25,000 deposit payable on that Polo special, and the monthly installment on it is 6,999. So it's a nice car, good car, reliable car, small enough to fit into the parking bays, because I've seen some dents from some ladies, but I'll not get into that. But the payment gets on let me just get back to the payment side. So the first monthly installment, you will get a link and you will then tokenize your card. So it would be the same as when you would use your phone or the card to tap on the card machine. So we'll know immediately if there's no funds in the account by tokenizing the card. So luckily for us, we haven't had the need to call one of these ladies back and get the vehicles, but it is there should we need to use it. So just some background, our track record, we have when we did the deck, it was 30, but now we have about almost close to 50 divas on the road. That's our total collectibles. On return on investment is 36% per annum. And we are inspired by our mission and grounded in our values, driving us to empower women to lead and succeed. Currently, we have a 20 million rand valuation in DriveDiva, and we have reports that can prove the insurance and accidents that there's none. The vehicle brands that we try and stick to is the Hyundais, the Suzukis, the Toyotas, Volkswagens, Kias, Nissan, Fords. On a monthly basis, we approve about 52 ladies, and there's about over 100 that gets declined, but that usually the declined ones would be the ones that can't obtain the deposits, unfortunately. We focus mainly in Gauteng, and as you can see, this is some of the ladies, the happy divas that have vehicles on the road. And then we are very excited to also mention that we have partnered with Wheelie. So we actually on Wheelie's floor, and our DriveDiva team is there to assist the customers that's coming in and out. It's quite busy there. And what we do with Wheelie is they have given us the leverage where they give us access to all of their vehicles. So what we do is when there's vehicles that fall within our criteria, we will then buy those vehicles from Wheelie. We will then still do our car inspect and roadworthy and fit the tracking devices. But it just gives us access to much more vehicles within the Wheelie space, within the motor industry space with Wheelie. So we are also, as you can imagine, it's a very capital hungry business. And we're also in the process of raising 50 million debt funding for DriveDiva. And I'm sure this can, when you do the numbers, this will allow us to do on an average basis 30 to 40 vehicles per month. And that's where we want to go to. We want to empower more and more ladies on a daily basis. But we're also looking for women empowerment initiatives where we can collaborate. And it's something so, there's so many of them, but it's so difficult to actually collaborate with someone. So if there's someone in the room and they knows about a business or a woman that can help us with the sanitary products for women, that would be good if you can refer it to us. We really want to delve into that part of the woman. And the founders that's fueling the mission is the majority shareholder, which is Dirk van Loggerenberg. He is a serial entrepreneur, and his background is always been finance and investments, banking, and he's created successful asset finance businesses in the past. He's also my husband. We got married on the 5th of July. And not only is he a husband, but also one of the biggest mentors I have. And then myself, Jessica, I have, like I mentioned, a very big background in the finance and insurance space. I've worked with CMH for 10 years, and from there on, I've gone the entrepreneurial journey, which I absolutely love. And this is us, David.
Congratulations there, Jessica. That's a fantastic presentation. And I think that there are a lot of women out there that would love to get hold of you to find out a little bit more about buying cars. But now what I'm going to do is go around the room and just ask each of our co-hosts just to ask a question or what their takeaway is or any questions they have. And I'm going to start with Mana. Mana's in the insurance game. So Mana, can I bring you to the, let me do this quickly. There we are. Excellent. Mana, over to you.
Yes, I think the one thing that's something, it's actually a motto of mine as well, is one person at a time. How do we make this a better world? Is one person at a time. So I kind of like the way that you said one driver at a time. So it resonates with me very well. So well done on that. So let's empower women.
You know, Mana, I just want to also on that comment say something about a lady that we also had. So you deal with so many ladies, and each of them have a different story. It's so interesting to actually experience it and see it. And when you do the delivery, they are so thankful for this vehicle. It's like the whole world came together for them. But there was a lady that she has 3 kids. She's a single mother. There's good and bad stories. I just want to mention that. But this specific lady, she's a single mother. She's got 3 children. And when she applied, she initially wanted the Polo. There was a 2023 Polo, white Polo. And she wanted the Polo. The Polos is very, very good cars. It's very reliable. But as we dealt with her, we found that her needs is not fitting the Polo. It's not going to... She's going to have the car for a year, and then after a year, she's going to see, but she's struggling with the space. It's not fitting her needs. And that's why a lot of women, when they buy cars and they actually get bank finance, after a year, they find that this is not really working, but now you've committed for 5 years and you need to pay that installment. But when, like, we did the needs analysis, and we actually suggested to her that she must rather have the Eco Sport. It's a small it's still reliable, but the 3 children will fit. There's a little bit more boot space. It's automatic. We found that she's using the car to get to work and back. She's a mother of 3, so you can imagine how busy she is, going from sports to events to getting the children where they need to be and working. So she then ended up taking the Eco Sport. But what you said about empowering women, this is exactly what we want to do. We not only want to empower them, we want to put them in better positions so that they can hold the position for a longer term and time than they would actually had. Just by listening. I just want to say, women are very good listeners.
80% listening, hey? Yeah, that's the principle of all of it. Yeah, I don't think people realize the difficulty we as women go through, especially when you're a divorcee and trying to find your way in the world. It's not easy. I wish I'd known you a couple of years ago.
Wow. It would have been good, Mara.
Well, thanks, Marna. Thanks, Jessica. I'm now going to go to Wilhelm and ask Wilhelm any questions or any comments that you have, Wilhelm. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, David. Yes, Jessica, you are always inspiring when you talk to us. And there was a couple of questions, but the whole time as she carried on, she was just answering my questions. One of the questions that I wanted to ask is, are all the cars that funny pink, But it seems not. It seems not. Other question that I want to ask. Okay, so after a while, what happened to that car? Can the lady own that car after paying that car over a couple of years or not? That's maybe my question. Yeah.
So what happens is typically at the end of the term, there is a fee that they must pay, obviously, because we need to transfer the vehicle from our name to the woman's name. But 99% of the ladies don't get to the end of the term. The reason being they decide to upgrade or downgrade, the lifestyle changes or the working environment changes. So you can't predict what's going to happen in 5 years' time, but that's why we are so open to help them, to put them in a position where they can upgrade or downgrade whenever they need to. So, but there is an option of owning the vehicle at the end of the term.
Thank you. Thanks, Wilhelm. Thanks, Jessica. Let's go to Russell. Russell's in the sales arena. And I'm sure he's got some really interesting questions to ask. Over to you, Russell.
I've got 2 questions and 1 statement. My statement is 36% ROI is crazy. You don't hear about that. So it would be interesting to see exactly how that model works. But that's a discussion for another day. I really think that's impressive because, like I say, 36% is unheard of. My first question is, when did you guys start?
Last year in October, actually.
Wow. Okay, that's even more impressive. I've been in the motor game. I used to be in the underfitment center. I've done some projects for BMW, so I understand the motor game quite well, and I understand the money drive behind it. It's all about money. It's not about people.
And numbers. It's just on the board. I made my sales target. Let's go.
Yeah, but I can see with you, it's about the people. And I love that because when you look after the people, the money will flow anyway.
Of course.
So that is really impressive. Just funny that I've never heard of you guys before. And I think your marketing has to be more aggressive because you've really got a good thing going here. There's a whole lot of things that you've said that I've just gone, wow. And I'm a note taker. So, yeah, the other thing that I wanted to, and I don't know how this will fit in, but I do want to make an appointment with you, so I'll get your details from David. I'm on a board of directors of a non-profit organization that looks at community development. And there's a big drive. Yesterday, we had a meeting where we have to identify 7 women, of which 4 of them need to be disabled, that can partake in a new venture creation program that's accredited, not a CETA accreditation, there's another accreditation. But anyways, it's this training program is accredited. So it's specifically for women or young ladies, to develop them to start their own business. And I'm thinking somewhere, because of where your heart is, and I would imagine Dirk's heart is related to wanting to do something like that, I would like to set up a meeting with you guys and just tell you what we're all about and see how the synergy, if there is synergy. If not 100%, but still worth trying. So I will definitely want to do that and set that appointment up with you guys.
Okay, please, Russell. That would be great. I'm looking forward to that appointment. It would be interesting to hear what's happening there.
Yeah, and you guys are creative. I can see that with your whole model, and it just needs you to be known or to know of something. And I'm sure that our creativeness. I'm in sales and I'm in marketing, so I have to be creative. Where maybe we can find synergy between CTAP and what you guys are doing. So when I get your details, I'll send you a couple of stuff through in the meantime, just so you can get the facts behind who we are, and then we can sit and have a discussion.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so
Great.
much, Russell.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Russell. Thanks, Jessica. Let's go to Glenn. Glenn's a person who maps out your life, and he's part of Map for Life. So, Glenn, please ask your questions.
Thanks, David. Before I ask any questions, I just got a couple of words of you, just some words that came to mind as you were going through this, Jessica. The word informative, the word disruptive, the word empowerment, the word innovative, the word value add, the word pioneering, the word cutting edge. I mean, it's like blown my mind. My son does something, and I always think about it. He goes, whoosh, so just fascinating. I'm seriously impressed, just as Russell spoke about. This is incredible. I was sitting with a client literally this past week, and he also started a business a couple of months ago. And we've managed to increase his business quite substantially over 3.5 months. But what you've done for you and your hubby, well done. Kudos to you. Absolutely amazing. Just one question quickly. In terms of the term, is it a specific term that you stick with all the time, or have you got different terms that you work with? How does that work?
So, Glenn, let me give you a tip, okay? So for when you're dealing with women, you must keep it as simple as possible, okay? So we only do one term. We only do 60 months. We don't do shorter terms.
5 years.
We only stick to 60 months.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think it's brilliant in terms of the fact that you can actually roll this over.
Yes.
Because things do change in life. So I think it's absolutely brilliant. No, well done. Very well done. Congratulations. Excellent.
Thank you, Glenn.
Fantastic, Glenn. Thanks so much. There are some questions from those in the audience, and I really thank those people who are actually listening in and actually putting questions down. So I please invite you to ask any questions for Jessica. So Rosemary's got a question, and I'm just going to post that. Rosemary's asking, how do you balance the challenges of entrepreneurship with your passion for empowering women?
Okay, this is a nice question. I love this question. I get it a lot. So what I do is I create habits. Okay. So I read books, and I actually read Atomic Habits not too long ago. But how you create balance is by creating habits. But the habit doesn't help if you create consistency along with it. So 3 of the habits that I do, one of them is to read at night. So yes, we are busy and we're tired and it's been a long day, or it's been a good day and you can't wait to read. It depends. But what I stick to is to always do the minimum, but never more than the maximum. So if I've committed that I want to read at night, I read my minimum pages, but I never go over to the more than the maximum when I'm really feeling good and well. And the second thing I do is my vision board, which was actually suggested by my husband, Dirk. And when he told me this in the beginning of the year, I was looking at him and I'm like, no, this can't be asleep. But he told me to cut out pictures from books. And then what I did is I pasted it against the wall so I can see it every single day. And he then told me that, Jessica, the things that you paste on this vision board is going to come true. I'm like, no. But okay, nonetheless, it was a nice exercise. I put all the pictures against the wall, and every day I see it. So I don't specifically say anything about it or do anything, but I see it every single day because it's there on the wall, right? You walk past that wall all the time. And in the middle of this year, I was standing there and I review this wall on a monthly basis. And I was standing there and I'm looking like, but okay, 60% of what's on this wall actually came true. So, Dirk, whatever you mentioned in the beginning of the year was true. So, I wanted to talk in front of ladies. I wanted to travel more than 2 countries. Okay, there's one on there. There's a Porsche I want, okay? I don't have it yet, but I'm working on it. But this vision board I also do with my team. So it's very important to also empower your team because we need to move forward as one and not as separate employees. But that's the second thing I do. And a third habit that I do, which is very nice. Marna, there's one I want to suggest for you, okay? But let me just stick to this one first. In the morning when I wake up, there's a book on my dresser. And the first idea that comes to mind, I write down there. So when I go through the book, there's quite good and creative ideas that I can use for future problems or purposes or anything like that. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Tell me, what is a suggestion for Mana?
Can you
Okay.
link it to me to ask? What's the suggestion, Jessica?
So Marna, this works actually. There's these small papers that you make notes on. So that's also on my dresser. And every morning I write powerful or empowering words to my husband, and I make it part of my toothbrush routine. So when I go to brush my teeth, I go put the note there, and it's actually nice to see when he reads it how his face lights up, and he now enters the day, and he had a good words from me or appreciative words from me. So Marna, maybe that's something you must try.
Shall we share notes?
Okay.
Sounds like a
Great
brilliant
idea.
idea. I love it.
Yes.
Well,
Um,
that idea, I can just say that idea also applies to the men. You can just write a nice positive to the women in your life. Yeah, thank you for that.
Absolutely. Madeleine has asked a question. Will you go car hunt? Let's say I'm looking for a Swift automatic with a bit more power and color, purple, for example.
Okay, Madeline, anything is possible. So purple you can definitely have. You can wrap it, or there's a lot of things that you can use these days to get the purple out of it. But Swift Automatic is quite a popular one with us. We do a lot of them.
There we are, Madeleine. Get hold of Jessica. and coming to that, what I wanted to ask Jessica, how do people get hold of you if they want to find out more about Diva Drive, how they can benefit from that?
Okay, so DriveDiva is on Facebook. It would be really great if everyone that's present can maybe go like and share the page, maybe also follow it. We're on Facebook. We have a WhatsApp bot number, which is 012 002 5430, which you can use to apply, or there's a lot of different options on there. Or you can visit us on the website, which is www.drivediva.co.za, or you can just send us an email. We're also on Instagram. Our email address is jessica@drivediva.co.za.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Jessica. I see we want to try and finish by 1:45, so I'm going to just ask each of our co-hosts to maybe go around the room and just tell us what their big takeaway from this whole presentation is from Jessica. I'm going to start with you, Mana.
I think my big takeaway, because we are talking women here, but I also want to say you also do this for men or ask.
We do, yes, in a different company, which is called Future Drive.
Just that they don't feel left out.
We don't leave them out. We just do them in a different company. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say that because I'm a very independent spirit, I think David can attest to that. I like to have my independency, and sometimes for women this is very difficult. So my takeaway is one big thing is giving back and keep women independent. It's very important in the days we live today, and you give them back their self-worth in the process.
Yes. Thank you, Marna.
Sure. Thanks. That's very deep, Mana. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Let's go to Russell. Russell, what's your big takeaway?
Definitely innovative. I think this is something that is long overdue. Like I said, I've been in the motor industry for quite a few years. I started in the motor industry. And this is something that's really been long overdue. I'm glad to hear that Future Drive does look after men, because I think there is a market. Yes, we are more reckless. Yes, we do drive faster, brake harder, turn harder.
Yes, and 2:00 bumper bash. That's
well, we do. We are, but we are still a market. And I think that is the key. We are still a market, and we're still a viable market, I would imagine. So I think Glenn said it's just not disruptive. That is what CTAP is also all about. So I do enjoy that. Your disruptive mindset is, and if I look at the figures that you showed earlier that you've done in basically a year, or yourself and Dirk at least, I don't want to exclude him. I still want to have a cup of coffee with him as well. I definitely think that this is way overdue and totally innovative. And I'd like to take hands with you guys, definitely.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Wilhelm. Wilhelm?
Yes, thank you, David, again. Vision boarding, that is something that's close to my heart. I do a lot of vision boarding with people, and even with factory workers and so on. And the belief that it will become, if you believe and you behave, it will become. And you see that with vision boarding. So thank you for actually sharing that with us. It's just telling me when I do vision boarding, yes, it will definitely happen to people. And you see that. And your habits, when you talk about good habits, I always say good habits increase your value as a person. Then you become more when you have good values and habits. And doing it every day, that's an important thing. A habit is something you do, and you can't really, bad habits, you can't really forget about it. You need to put a good habit in the place of a bad habit, and then it can become very powerful. So thank you for sharing that, and all the best and success. And yes, I agree with Russell. I think you must think about the men as well. Thank you very much. That was great.
Wow,
Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
I see Rosemary's also put a big takeaway there, is to constantly read books, because learning is earning. Thank you, Rosemary, for sharing that.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Glenn, what is your big takeaway?
I'm definitely going to make contact with you, Jessica, because I'm actually in the market for a vehicle myself at the moment. So we will definitely make contact with you in terms of Future Drive.
Okay.
What's so fascinating for me is that often you hear about business taking up to 3 years before you really start making good profits. But you've just disrupted that as well. So that's really amazing. So well done on that. And both to you and Dirk, really incredible. I'm very impressed. And keep on going. And I think what Dirk spoke about regarding the habits and putting these things in place, I tell you, I can't agree more. As far as vision board is concerned, absolutely brilliant. I agree with Valen. We both love doing that. And I actually often stand in a particular scripture, Habakkuk 2, verse 2-3. Write down the revelation, make it plain. Let a herald run with it, and it shall surely come to pass. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will happen. Fascinating.
Amen.
Well done. I have one word that I have to say as a takeaway here, and it's diva power.
Excellent. So yeah, Jessica, this will be an amazing presentation from you, and a wonderful discussion. And I think we wish you all the best with Diva Drive, and those of the listeners who've listened in. I see there are a few people who've actually asked to get hold of you. So please go to the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the YouTube channels, and go and answer all the questions. For example, Fatello asks a certain question there. Please reach out to her. She's part of Fleet.com, and go and talk to her. There's some other people that have also put some questions there. Please go along and answer them. From a Vision 2025 point of view, we here every Thursday. We present different things every Thursday. So on the first of the month, we do a networking group, which is a little bit different. We look at your challenges in your business, and we identify people that can help you with those challenges. The second Thursday of the month, we actually go along and identify a successful person who's now got a successful business. We ask them about their journey. We interview them. The third is the innovative solutions, such as this discussion today, where we go and find a business that's doing extremely well, a service, a product, and to actually discuss and ask them what they're doing so we can learn from that. And then the fourth one is business acumen, where we go and find an academic, somebody who's got a lot of experience, who's been successful in business, to actually share their ideas on how we can be smarter in our business. So please join us, follow Vision 2025. We're here to give back to you so that you can actually be smarter and learn from those who've actually been there before you. That's the idea behind Vision 2025. And Jessica, finally, can I ask you just to wrap up for us and give your big takeaway and what you've learned today?
Okay, thanks, David. Thank you for Vision 2025 for having me today. It was really a big honor and a big opportunity, and I must compliment everyone that's part of it. It's really nice to be part of something like Vision 2025. I want to also, the people that's out there and that watch, to also invite them to contact and like and share Vision 2025, because there's always opportunities for everyone there. And thank you for all the beautiful compliments. I will go look at that comments. And one last thought I want to leave is professionalism. So you'll always, there's a lot of insurance brokers, as an example, that's on the road constantly, and they drive a lot of kilometers during the day. And can you imagine if you had to have a car that's unreliable, or an older car? You will not be presenting trustworthiness with your clients. You wouldn't be presenting reliability. So what we do with DriveDiva also is we want to create this professionalism within the ladies when they especially work for themselves. So that's very important for us, and we want to see how we can help them grow. But that's the thing for me, David. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Jessica. Great. And thank you to all the co-hosts for being here as well, and for coming and giving up their time on a Thursday to come and participate in this whole process. So thank you all. It's the end of the day, and what we'll do is we're going to show a little video quickly. Please, the co-hosts, if I can, and Jessica, if you could stay on to the end. And then have a fantastic week, and blessings, and we'll see you next Thursday. Blessings to all of you. Thank you. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Blacklisted? We have a solution for you. We are DriveDiva. We empower women one drive at a time with our vehicle subscription program. With your vehicle subscription, we improve your visibility with complimentary Release Proud subscription sunglasses. Your vehicle subscription includes insurance, warranty, servicing, licensing, and roadside assistance. We're pioneering an innovative approach for vehicle ownership, tailored specifically for women.